Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. You guys are doing absolutely amazing. It is a happy new year from me to you. I just wanted to share with you guys what's been happening in my life, and the title of this video I'm sure will give it away, but I am going to be talking to you about how I used law of attraction to manifest my first property at age 23. So this will be a little bit of a step-by-step on what I did. The first thing that I did was script. So I used my journal here and I started scripting on the 19th of August was my first one in regards to purchasing property, and there'll be a pattern here that you'll see where number 19 is very relevant throughout this whole process. Now, I didn't start my job until September 14th this year, of 2020. We just didn't think it'd be possible because at the banks and things, usually you have to be working for at least 3 months in your full-time job for them to even consider you. But thankfully they considered us when I had only been working there for 6 weeks at the time. And by the time all of this was finalised and done and good and dandy, I had been there for 3 months. So keep that in mind when I'm telling you the story. I have my journal here, so I am going to read you the entry for the 19th of August, which was the first entry that I made, where I said that I was going to own property in 3 months. So it says, "Dear wonderful universe, you really have outdone yourself. Not only have you had our loan application smoothly and swiftly approved and given us the perfect piece of land I asked for at an affordable price, I am so unbelievably excited and so grateful. We get to move in 3 months. We are so damn excited." I then go on to list and talk about what the house will look like, and 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, like all of these things. And even though I said move in 3 months, the way that manifestation works and the law of attraction with the universe and how it works, sometimes the universe will pick up on certain words that you say. So even sometimes I try and avoid using the things like "I can't believe this," because it literally makes the universe think that you can't do it because of the words that you use. So make sure that when you script, that you make sure that you're talking as one, as if it's already happened. This was on the 19th of August. There was no freaking way that I thought I was going to own property by the end of this year. But I just said in 3 months. Like, why not? Like, you can't, if you don't ask for it, you can never get it, right? So number 1 is scripting as if you've already received it, and the emotion that you would feel if and when you do receive this. So if you want to get pregnant, you're pretty much going to script down saying that I'm going to get pregnant in the next 3 months and it's going to happen so easily for me and I'm so excited and I can't believe it. I just got the test to say that it was yes, it was positive. Like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. Like, you have to be super excited about whatever you're scripting. You have to have that emotion behind it. Okay, so that's step number 1 when you write it down. You have to address it to something that's higher. Dear your higher self, dear spirit guides, dear universe, dear God, whatever resonates most with you, that's how you need to address it. And it's pretty much a thank you letter to say thank you so much for giving me this positive pregnancy test. Like, I'm so happy. And that's pretty much what I did every day for a piece of land or a house or whatever it was. I even scripted this for my job, and I got my job and everything was correct except I was $1 less for my pay that I get. Can you go away, fly? And that was on the 19th of August 2020 when I wrote this. 19th of September, that was actually the end of my first week at my job, which I absolutely love. So number 19, another life-changing event happened on that day as well. Now, before all of this happened, on the 13th of October, I was legit driving home and I was listening to podcasts, as I always do, the self-help, money management, manifestation, positivity, gratitude, all of these kinds of podcasts I listen to on the way to and from work. And I was driving out home when I had finished my shift and I had stayed back late because I was talking with members, and I did my grocery shopping. Like, I had just done a bunch of stuff and I was a little bit late coming home, as then more than usual. And I was driving and listening to this, and the lady on the podcast was saying you need to gain clarity on what you want. And I was like, I want a transportable home. Driving, literally within 3 seconds, probably even less, I turn this corner. I'm going 100 kilometers an hour. I turn this corner and I see one of those little pilot vehicles with the flashing lights on it, and it says house in big capital letters on this vehicle. And then a couple 100 meters up, another little blinking pilot vehicle, and then it says house. And I was like, what the heck? Look up, and there's a transportable home being transported right in front of me. That was what I like to call instant manifestation. And I came home and I was absolutely buzzing about what just happened, because I was like, whoa, I did that, that's crazy. Came home, my sister-in-law did confirm to me that she saw it driving past, and I was like, I wasn't crazy. Like, I love that for me. So I was buzzing, and I knew at that point that I was like, thank you, universe. I see what you're doing. I see your signs. I've been seeing your numbers. Like, you've got angel numbers like 111 and 222 and 1111 and like all of those numbers, recurring numbers. I've been seeing those synchronicity. I see you, transportable house, I see you. And then literally 7 days later, I found the piece of land that we ended up purchasing. So please, look at the signs. Be grateful for the signs. Keep saying, I want to see these signs. Signs will appear. If it's meant to be, it'll meant to be. I hope that makes sense. The 19th of October was when I actually started looking for a piece of land, like actively looking online and having a look, because we had on and off looked over the last couple of months, but not in depth. Like, we weren't really trying, we were just like having a little browse, you know, but everything was either out in the country or completely out of our price range. So that was a no-go. But on the 19th of October, I actually started looking, and I found 3 pieces of land in town, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So we went and had a look at the first 2, and that's all there was at the time. And then we ended up going to my sister-in-law's place, and we were just talking, and I was like looking online again, and another one literally had just popped up, and I was like, you're joking? Like, that's insane. So me and my partner Brandon, we both went and actually had a look at the property, and it was awesome. It was flat land, it was in a good neighborhood, like close to town. It was perfect, and we're so happy with it. Like, love it. There was just a little bit of shrubbery at the back, like some bush and things like that, but we can rip that out. My partner's family has loaders and trucks and diggers and all that stuff to help us out with that, so that's awesome. The 19th of November was also the tender day. So tender is pretty much the time where the house could go to auction, like it might have a set price, all that stuff. But on the 19th of November was our tender day, which is the day that you put in your offer for the owners to then look over and see which one. So we did all of that, and that was on the 19th, was when we had to hand that in by. Now, our story is crazy. So sorry, there's a fly that's bugging me. I am in still absolute shock that literally to the day we were able to achieve, from the 19th of August to the 19th of November, which was our tender day, we were able to achieve such amazing things in such a short time, like to the exact day. Like, that is insane. And this is why, remember, none of those dates could we have planned. Like, me writing it on the 19th of August, I had no idea that there was going to be a property ready for us on the 19th of November. I had no idea. Like, that was up to the owner of the land to put that property up for sale. There was no way that I would have known that when I looked online on the 19th of November, when I looked to try and look for land, that was going to be a significant. I forgot that I even write that script on the 19th of August. I was just scrolling through my journal, just reading all my past entries, because I knew I had scripted about it, and found out that it was literally on the 19th. I had no idea, so please keep all of that in mind. And then for it to happen on the 19th, and for us everything to be finalised, that all the stuff that was finalised, we had done maybe so much back and forth, probably maybe a few days before that, on the 15th, 16th. We had no idea, and it was a sad day too that we got that information. We had no idea that we were going to have them all on these dates. But this is what I'm talking about with synchronicity and numbers and how the universe works. It's absolutely insane. Obviously the land has been sitting there for a lot longer than 100 years, but the owners of the land's family have owned this property, this land, for the last over 100 years. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that, because I think it's pretty special. Another little thing is that my partner's mum passed away quite a few years ago, and we found out an hour before I got the phone call to say that we actually got the land, that a member who came and signed up with me at the gym, again, had no control over that whatsoever, the same surname as my partner, and I was like, okay, just have a quick chat. And then we ended up finding out that his mum actually lived on that street at one point in time, when she was a little girl, and actually used to play on the land that we now purchased with this lady when they were little kids. She lived at one end and then his mum lived at the other. So for us it's very special, considering we did meet on that street. His mum lived on that street. It's something that's able to connect us to her and that we'll be able to tell our future children about too. So it's just really special to us. This whole process has been really amazing. Even with the lows in it, the highs totally outweigh it. So I just wanted to add that in there because I think it's really special. Anyway, my real estate agent has been working as a real estate agent for over 17 years now. And in her 17 years of real estate, she has not ever had someone take 1 week, so 7 days, to make a decision on who she wants to go with, because usually you just go with the highest price and it's really quick, fast, easygoing situation. But it took her a whole 7 days to think about who she wants to go with. Was it with her heart or was it with business? And thankfully for us, she went with her heart and we were accepted. So that was super crazy as well. And amongst all of this, I also had my identity stolen. So if you want to watch that video, it is in the one where I reveal that we purchased property. So please go and have a look at that video. I will try and remember to leave it linked in the description below, but I apologize if I forget. And then after all of that, we got accepted on the 26th of November, and then on the 19th of December, all of the finances were done, dusted, we had signed everything, and we were all good to go. The land was ours. We just now had to wait till settlement day, and we found that out on that it was all ours. So we were like, yay us. So that's kind of the whole story on that front. The other thing is that me and Brandon actually met on the street that we purchased this property on, so that's super cool as well. That's pretty much the timeline of everything. It happened so fast, and just know that this is how the universe works. When it's meant to be, it'll just happen flat straight really fast, and you'll be like, whoa, let me catch up. Okay. The other thing that could potentially happen as well, and how I know that when my manifestations is literally right there, is when something happens that isn't what you think should happen, isn't the best thing. You'll find loss will happen before you receive a manifestation. And I know that seems a bit backwards, but if you think of it, if you have a cup and it is currently overflowing or it's full, you can't fit anything more in there. So you have to lose something to be able to gain something. And now I fully trust that when something bad happens, I'm like, this is great. Like, not really, but like, this is great because like my manifestations are coming alive. So that's how I look at it. I'm very much an optimist, but it works and it's true, and it's said in every kind of manifestation thing when you're trying to attract, the law of attraction and how it works. You will sometimes find loss. I have also synchronicity of numbers, so I'm always saying 111, 222, 444, like all of the numbers, 1111, like constantly been seeing them for over 2 years now, from 2018. So just bear with that as you will, but once you start seeing like synchronicity in numbers, I even see them in cell phone numbers and things like that as well, on number plates. Insane. So keep that in mind, that you probably will lose something before that comes, but have the faith. This is kind of like a test before you receive it. Have you learned a lesson? Are you strong? How are you doing? Like all of these kinds of things. So keep that in mind as well. Honestly, this flight is driving me mad. Deep breath. Now I'm actually going to read you the letter that I wrote to the landowners, because we knew that we weren't going to have the same amount of money as people. We were going up against developers, other families, out-of-towners wanting to purchase this piece of land. So it was high in demand, and we also had to go in with subject due to finance because of my fraudulent stuff that had happened. It was a lot, guys. It was a lot, and it was hardcore because I had literally no one. But this is the letter that I wrote to them, and I'm going to read it to you now. This is the main reason why we actually got the property in the first place. So this is what I like to call the aligned action, and obviously calling banks and solicitors and my real estate agent and just talking to a whole bunch of people. That's all aligned action, don't get me wrong, but this is the reason why we got this property. If I did all of that and didn't write this letter, wouldn't have got it. It's true, so true. So it says, Dear Christopher and Elizabeth, their surname, you may not know me at all, but I thought before you made your final, well-informed decision that I could maybe introduce myself on paper until I had the delightful opportunity of meeting you both in person. My name is Celeste. I'm 23 years old. I have a passion for holistic health, fitness, and mental well-being. I'm the manager at Jet's Gym, and every day I get to wake up and know that I'm helping and supporting people and families to lead happier, healthier lives. And I'm so incredibly proud to hold that. Why is this important, you may be asking yourself? Because before I knew what my purpose in life was, all I ever dreamed about was owning my own home and being a mother. I know how important it is for me to own my home first to give myself and future children a stable place to call ours. I can remember as young as 8 wanting my own property and building my dream place with blocks, drawings, or even using the pine needles to create rooms at primary school. As young as 11, saving babysitting money to start building my future, and you could only imagine my excitement when I started working at 15 and realised that I could have my own independence, purchase my own vehicles, phones, and one day even own my own home. Let's just say some young girls dream about their winnings, and I dreamed about having a home to call mine. Over 5 years ago, I met the love of my life, Brandon, aged 24, on this exact street. Fate maybe? What are the odds? It was also at a housewarming who we only knew the owners by association of friends, so I truly believe we were brought together that night. The street will always hold such sentimental value. We've supported each other in careers, travels together and apart, and grown so wonderfully together. It's a beautiful story really of true opposites attract, but it works, so why try fix things that aren't broken, right? Why is this important, you may be asking yourself? Well, you see, this piece of land is where our future starts, building a home for our family to grow, where we can grow fresh produce and citrus for our family and friends, have a family dog, sit out in the evenings and stargaze, where we can create so many incredible memories. This process is very overwhelming, and I don't have any family to help me through this. We would have been approved right away, but had some unfortunate situations arise during this process of finding out my credit has fraudulent behaviour and someone has used my identity. Although mentally, emotionally drained and stressed is quite an understatement, especially finding this out 1 week before tender was not ideal. However, I'm just grateful for this learning experience and know I'll eventually be able to educate others. But you could only understand to actually have got this far as a massive blessing on its own. For a moment there, I almost gave up, but that's just not me. I try harder, I never give up, I just keep going, because I never want to wonder what if. Brandon and I worked incredibly hard to reach this point, and that isn't to say none of the other applicants haven't either. I'm sure they're wonderful, hard-working people. I just know me and know that I've envisioned this for so many years and written about it daily in my journal for months, that the perfect piece of land would appear and be everything we ever wanted. And hello, your property popped up. We can truly envision our life here. I already have drawn the layout and how we want it to look, and we would love nothing more to make this street land our reality. I apologize for how long this letter is, but I'm passionate, excited, kind, and will forever stay positively optimistic towards life and making my dreams become our reality. There is nothing that would make us more excited for you both to choose us so we can start the most exciting chapter of our lives to date. Oh, I know we are at risk because of the finance situation, and we know we would have been approved right away. It's finally a motion to be sorted, but it's a risk, I promise, worth taking. We thank you both for taking the time out of your day to read our letter, as looking at these tender options must too overwhelm you. We truly do appreciate this and wish you nothing but the best on your next ventures, regardless of the outcome today. I hope the future brings you both so much joy and happiness. If the results turn in our favour, we would love to one day meet you both and thank you in person. And just know that we'd be so incredibly grateful for what you would have done for us. No words great enough would truly show our gratitude. Thank you so much. Kindest regards, Celeste and Brandon. So that is our letter to the owners of the land, and that is actually what got us the land in the first place. All the other stuff was just paperwork and numbers. So we were very lucky that I decided to write this letter, and it was the best thing that I ever did. Without that letter we wouldn't have got the piece of land, which is mind-boggling, to be honest. But I wanted to go into the scripting parts of things. This here is what would have sent the universe all of the energy to allow the universe to put this here for us in that moment. When you're scripting, I need you to write it as if it already happened. Okay, I need you to get your piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a nice journal. It can be a piece of paper. It can be your notes on your phone. I just find that when I physically write it down, and I read it over and over again, or I rewrite it but just differently, and how it makes me feel. And almost I've written days where I would do my perfect day, where I would wake up in my home and I would feel the brand new carpet on my feet, and I would open the curtains and it would have sun beaming down on my skin, and just the way that the house made me feel, that I could smell the fresh paint. Like, I literally embodied everything that I could imagine that my home would be, and that's how I did it. I wrote it exactly as if it had already happened, and I was so happy and excited about it. And you always have to write with it with positive emotion to what you're writing. That's how the frequency of the universe works. It goes off energy. So you need to put all of your positive vibes and energy into it and truly believe that it could happen. I knew that this was going to happen. I did not know it was going to happen that fast. I asked for it to happen that fast, and it happened, but that didn't mean that I truly believed it would happen that quickly, but I did believe it would happen. So it all just came exactly how it was meant to. But honestly, like, scripting is amazing. I highly recommend it. You can script and achieve anything that you want with this, just with a piece of paper and a pen. You'd have to put that emotion behind it, and believe in the process of the law of attraction, because that's how I've been able to travel, move to a different country, move to different areas, save over $100,000. Like, all of these things were because of the law of attraction. And I'm only 23, and I'm about to, I just purchased my first ever property. Our first ever property will be built, so that's so exciting. Such an interesting thing, and I'm going to be vlogging all about it and telling you how everything works. So if that's something that interests you, please subscribe. If you want to know more about how the law of attraction works and manifesting, please leave it in the comment section below, because I've got so many information on it. But this one here was specifically about how I manifested my first property at 23, and I used it through scripting, writing a letter, and believing and trusting in the process. And that's today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, Happy New Year. I hope that you guys write down all of the things that you want to achieve in 2021 and believe they can happen, because honey, if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I'm just an ordinary human being, okay? I'm nothing special, but we're all special. You feel me? Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Remember to be kind to yourself, others, and our planet. Bye guys. Mwah.